Be heard right here on the radio tonight, AM 1240 KDEC Decorah and KDECradio.com. Darren Swenson, Dave Omdahl with you as Decorah takes on Vinton, Shellsburg, and West Delaware in a double duel tonight.
It sounded like I talked to one of the West Delaware coaches, and they seem to think they're going to run this through pretty fast. They've got a few JV matches, and they're going to wrestle them while the varsity's going. And then as soon as those JV matches are done, they're going to go on 2 mats. So
we'll try to get not too discombobulated tonight.
It'll be just like Southwind last weekend.
Exactly.
The weekend before, 2 weeks ago.
Well, hopefully we don't confuse you too much. We'll do our best on that end of things. But Decorah's got hour 20 back tonight and everything, and might as well be time efficient. And I think the wrestling managers and cheerleaders going to get recognized tonight here at West Delaware as well. So they got a little pomp and circumstance stuff going on as well. So and
I see Vinton is open at 220 and 285, so we'll actually probably start wrestling right at 106. So
the official Eric Eckerman meeting with the Vikings, and the Vikings in the middle of the mat.
And the other official is Lowell Teat from Anamosa. Lowell's got some time under him. I can remember when he refereed down at Anamosa when my son was wrestling, and my son is now 49. So, Lowell does a great job, though. He's a good official
and a good guy as well. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, he has the distinction of officiating every Bob Murphy Invitational, and I think that tournament's 40-some years old.
43,
too.
I think.
Yeah, and I think he's been here for
every one of them. Yeah, 43.
And so here we go. Tyler Flack is going to get the forfeit for Decorah. He gets his hand raised by Eric Eckerman, and I believe Cole Headington is going to get a forfeit here as well. So Decorah will start with a 12-0 lead over Vinton Shellsburg. They run the varsity mat on the far end of the gymnasium and a JV mat here on the near end of the gymnasium.
So we're going to have a rematch here between Luke Radke from Vinton Shellsburg and Philip Eady. And if I remember, Radke, pretty decent kid. We'll see who's made the progress now.
The end result was Philip Eady winning by a fall that night in 3:21. So Luke Radke and Philip Eady ready to go here at 106. Vikes got forfeits at 220 and 285, and whistle blows, and away we go with wrestling here tonight from Manchester.
Shot by Eady, fireman's now, and whizzer counter by Radke. Philip still down on a leg. Coming up. Radke still has the whizzer in.
Philip still in on that leg. Gets that leg a little higher up in the air. They're on the edge of the mat right now. Philip
got to get back in the middle. Now Philip goes to a double, ducks underneath, and takes down for 2.
2-0 lead for Eady with 1:31 left here in the first period.
Nice work by Philip.
Trying to get, he's got a wing in. Radke able to get to his feet, but Eady with a mat return near the center of the mat.
Got a wing in. Now he goes for a far wrist. Now he steps across. Still got the wing. Radke trying to get to his feet. Got one leg up. Now Radke comes up. Philip locks in behind and thumps him back to the mat and put him down parallel with the mat too, like the way he should. Good job.
55 seconds left here in the period. Eady with a takedown 20 seconds into the period. Still leads 2-0. Putting on a pretty tough ride as he's working off to the side. Now working through the crotch area.
Now he's got the arm up on the back. Too close to the edge of the mat, though. Probably not going to get anything out of it, actually. They probably should have been out of bounds there, but that's okay, Eckerman. I'll let you go on this one.
32 seconds left there in the period.
As long as we got control like that. But I think Eckerman thought he was still wrestling college there.
23 seconds left here in the period. Eady with a 2-0 lead here at 106 pounds. Tyler Falk received a forfeit at 2:20, and Cole Headington a forfeit at 2:85. And a wing and a wrist from Edie here.
Didn't bump the hips down, though. Came out. Radke moved out to face him.
8 seconds left in the period.
We dropped down on the leg. Radke, a weak wizard. Now he tries to bail out. To Phillip following him. He'll get stalled for stalling pretty quick if he doesn't get up, and he doesn't. The time runs out. We're okay. 2-0
lead for Phillip Edie as we go to the second period. It'll be Edie's choice. He will defer. Radke will look towards his corner, and coach tells him to go neutral to start the second period.
Doesn't want to go under him.
Edie leading 2-0, coming off a tournament championship at the Fillmore Central Tournament on Saturday. Of course, Phillip was out for the Southwind Tournament, but he got a win against Waverly last week.
Now, nice ankle pick. Got it up in the air now. Trips him to the mat, trips him to his back, and he's going to get back points.
1:30 left here in the period. Radke able to roll out of it. 2 for the takedown and 2 for the back point. So a 6-0 lead, 4-point move for Phillip Edie at the start of the second period.
And we never got on him really tight, but he was laying on his back and Neckerman was counting, so that's okay. We're riding the wrists. Didn't have the wrist now.
1:20 left here in the period. A 6-0 lead here for Phillip Edie.
A lot of pressure on. Radke's on his knees, and that's about all. He's just basing out.
Edie, of course, was a champion in this gymnasium at the Bob Murphy Invitational.
Yeah. Good, some good wrestling there. He had a tough kid from Assumption. It was a senior. Senior 6-pounders are usually tough.
55 seconds left in the period. Edie.
He needs to bump the hips over. He's coming out over the head now. He's got the wrist. He's got the wrist in the wing. Now Radke comes up on his knees. We need to bump the hip. We don't, and we still take him over. And we're getting near fall points.
And Radke up on his back once again. 35 seconds left here in the period. Eckerman swiping, but no, he does have 2 back points awarded, but Edie was still with the hold in place. Radke able to belly out of it, but 2 more back points for Phillip Edie, and it's a 8-0 lead for Phillip with 20 seconds left in period number 2.
And doing just what he should do on top. He's keeping Radke's afraid of getting pinned down there. He's not working so much to get away. He's just defending the fall.
6 seconds left in the period. Edie up to an 8-0 lead with a takedown and 4 back points here in the
choice.
period.
I hope he takes top. Let's see where they put him. I hope he takes top. He's been dominant in that position, and he's going down. Okay.
We'll see if Phillip can get out.
I think he'll probably score, but my point is that you're on top of him and you're beating him badly. Keep beating him. Just keep beating him.
Edie quickly to his feet. Down to a leg goes Radke, trying to hang on here with 1:50 left here in the period.
Now see, we got to work. We got to work to get out and score, and we're already ahead 8-0. We got a major decision. Why not just stay on top of him and keep on beating?
And now Radke remaining in the top position with 1:35 left here in period number 2. Radke reaching for the far ankle, has control of the near of the far wrist.
Yeah, and see, now we have to work to get out. I don't think there's any reason we should be there.
1:22 left here in the third period, an 8-0 lead for Phillip Edie, as Radke looking to turn him in this situation.
Yeah, he's got the leg in. Phillip's got his head down. Maybe the coaches think Phillip needs work down there. In that case, he's getting some.
Leg in again from Radke with 1 minute left here in the third period.
And he's got Radke's leg. I mean, he should get the reversal here.
And a stalemate called by Eric Eckerman with 51 seconds left in the third period. An 8-0 lead for Phillip Edie. Edie will start in the down position. You do have JV matches going off on the near side mat. We have a bit of an end zone view here at West Delaware. Edie quickly to his feet, trying to establish some hand control, tried to turn and face, but Radke kept the hip pressure down and returned him to the mat.
Yep. And dropped him to his belly. Now he's down on his belly and extended. Radke working to put his arm up on the back. Can't get that.
34 seconds left here in the third period. Phillip leading by an 8-0 margin. Decorah leading 12-0. They got forfeits at 2:20 and 2:80. 2:20 is where we started tonight.
Yeah, see, if he'd have stayed on top, I think he'd have pinned him by now, because it's easier to pin a guy in the third period than it is in the second. He's tired.
15.
And that would have meant, two more team points.
9 seconds left here in the period.
Turns, puts the whizzer in, gets to his feet, comes to the edge of the mat, and we're still down.
Out of bounds they went with 4.7 seconds left here in the third period. Philip Eady leading by a major decision margin of 8-0. Whistle blows. Eady tries to crawl out, trying to switch. But Radke follows behind. Radke able to keep Philip down the entire third period, but Eady still gets the major decision victory, 8-0, and the Vikes take a 16-0 lead in the duel.
Well, there's something the coaches can build on, because there is absolutely no reason in the world why a kid of the caliber of Philip Eady should have been down underneath him in the third period for 2 straight minutes. He's got to be able to get out of there. He can't do that. On the other hand, I think if we'd have put him on top, he'd have pinned him, which would give us 2 more team points.
Carter Weeks, Vinton Shellsburg going to get a forfeit here at 1:13. Corbin Rowley sick today. And Brock Radke.
Get the forfeit. We don't have a 20-pounder.
We'll get a forfeit as well. So we're moving up to 126 as it's a 16-12 advantage now in the duel for Decorah. Carter Hubka, who started undefeated.
16-12.
Or 16, what did I say?
6.
Yeah. It was 16-6, now it's 16-12.
16-12 now. Carter Hubka, new in the lap. Now down on a low head inside single. He's got it up, trips Hafner to the mat, and we got a 2-0 lead. Hafner tries to roll through. Hubka's got a ball and chain tilt on him, but a little loose, no points. Gives that up, comes back up on top.
Wes Hafner did not wrestle anybody from Decorah in the duel 3 weeks ago tonight in Vinton. Carter started.
Great job. Hubka's got an arm, a wing, and a wrist. And he's over the head. He's got the didn't scissors the head as he could have. Got the arm behind the back, deep. Now he's going for a whip over. He's got the he lost the head though. Got the 2-point back though to lead 4-0. Looking real aggressive. I like what I see. I like what. Now he's clear over the head, and he's got Hafner down facing the back, facing the mat now. Now he's getting points. Is he getting points?
He's got three.
Got three now.
And he's pretty flat here with 53 seconds left in the period. Eckerman down, taking a deep look.
Reverse the half. He's got to lift the head. Now he's coming across over the chest on the other side, on our side. Now he's taking him out of bounds. Got to pull him back in. I don't think he can pin him where he's at right now. Nope.
3 near fall points for Hubka, and now it's a 7-0 lead for Decorah. 35 seconds left.
Oh, head in the side cradle right at the edge of the mat, and they go out of bounds.
32.2 left here in the first period. Hubka started with a win down at Waverly last week. His first time in the lineup this year, and won 2 matches to take the title at the Fillmore Central tournament on Saturday.
He's looking tough. Tight waist, bringing him over.
Somehow when you sit out a little bit, maybe you come out a little hungry. And Carter's hungry.
He looks hungry to me. Hand in the crotch, ball and chain. Hafner stands to his feet, comes to the edge of the mat, takes him back down. On the edge, now they go out of bounds.
14.3 left here in the first period. Carter Hubka with a takedown and 5 back points through period number 1. He leads at 7-0. Decorah leading the duel 16-12 here at 126. We started at 220.
Nice ankle pick on a stand up there by Carter. And Hafner back to the mat. Putting a lot of hip pressure in. Hafner trying to kind of throw him by, but Carter keeps his hips low, and he finishes the first period 7-0.
It will be Vinton Shellsburg's choice, I do believe, here in this period. Hafner will defer. Carter is going to go down.
Yeah, I don't know about that. He gets 7-0 lead and just hammering him on top. We'll see. I don't. It's not that I doubt that Carter can get out from underneath, and he's up to his feet.
Trying to get some hand control. Hafner still on a leg, but Carter able to
face him.
Hafner still had that leg. Carter gets his escape now, gets right in on a leg, but his head is on the mat, on the edge of the mat near the Vinton Shellsburg corner.
He got away.
He switches off to a double and gets a takedown, and now it is a 10-0 lead for Carter Hubka.
It's 1-2, but he went in so fast after that, what should have been an escape, that the official didn't call it. A little slow on that, Eckerman. Now he's got back points. Got a leg. He had a leg in. Got his hips turned. Got a hard crossface on. Got at least 3 out of it.
So it's now a 12-0 lead. If Carter does that one more time, this one will be over, but hopefully he can finish the fall.
Now he's got a ball and chain tilt. It's probably not a pinning hold here. Pretty loose, but he's getting back points.
55 seconds left here in the period, and 3 up on the back, and that is going to be it.
Yep.
As Carter Hubka takes care of business with a tech fall and 309 over Wes Hafner, and that will give Decorah a 21-12 lead after 126. So 132 coming up with Brendan Lovestoon, the freshman, and Scott Betteron for Vinton Shellsburg.
Vinton Shellsburg has an open weight.
They're open there.
They're going to be open.
They're open there. So the next match will be Devin Stortz and Braden Layton.
And I believe Devin is going to go here at 138.
What's your radio dial number? We will wrestle both match for varsity. 100.
You won't be able to get it here.
1240.
And at 138, Devin Stortz is now up on the mat against Braden Layton, and now they're going to wrestle varsity on both mats. I'll let you keep track of the far one because I can actually see the scoreboard over here.
Oh, okay.
So
good. I get Devin Stortz, and he's in on a double and drives Layton back down to the mat for a 2-0 lead.
And at 145, about ready to begin here, this will be Tom Kanoki and Nick Hyland. Hyland, one of the better kids for Vinton Shellsburg, a 40-match winner a year ago. And this is a rematch of a match up a few weeks ago, and Hyland took care of business in 1:05 over Tom Kanoki that night.
We got a ball and chain tilt by Devin, but they're out of bounds, so nothing out of it. Darren, didn't work. You can see my scoreboard. They cross scoreboards.
No, yours is still going.
No, they didn't. I'm still 2-0.
Exactly.
That's right. I'm still 2-0. Now he's got a whip over at the arm up in the back, over the head. Got a seat, what we call a seat belt, and he's got pretty tight, and he got the fall.
So Devin Stortz takes care of business there in 1:07 to give Decorah a 33-12 lead in the duel. And I think the Kanoki Highland match hasn't started yet. They're probably having a little bit of an issue with track wrestling down there, trying to get the wrestler entered into the computer. Sometimes when you go 2 mats in a varsity match like this, it causes a little bit of confusion because
they're probably working with one. Are they working with one computer too, Darren?
Well, you had the one computer doing the JV matches, but now you're transitioning to varsity.
Into the varsity.
And now Tom Kanoki and Highland are going to go up on the regular varsity mat at 145 pounds. Dawson Hocklesvik ready to go for Decorah here at 152 against Dylan Wagner of Vinton Shellsburg on the near side match.
Okay, so Kanoki and Highland out here on 45. Both of them tied up, forehead to forehead. Oh, good leg shot there by Highland. Kind of a weak whizzer by Kanoki. And Highland has the 2.
Highland won that match in by fall, and Dawson Hocklesvik at 152 beat Wagner by fall in the duel 3 weeks ago tonight in Vinton.
And we'll see what kind of progress, if we made any progress here.
And here is Wagner with a takedown for Vinton Shellsburg and a 2-0 lead for him.
And Highland looking to put on a cradle. It's like Tom broke the hands.
A 2-0 lead for the wrestler Wagner now. He is working off to the side, has the near side ankle and a wing of Hocklesvik. Now he's trying a half on the other side. Has both wrists right now. Now he works off to the side, spinning around. Dawson able to get to his base up to a tripod position. But won't be able to do anything with it. 53 seconds left in the period. Wagner leading by a 2-0 margin.
And we got Highland working on top here. Tom still with 2-0 lead also here too with 26 seconds left. Tom doing a pretty good job of not letting Highland get anything as far as his arms tied up, but he's got the leg in now, trying to turn the hips. 10 seconds left. Still kind of keeping control of our own hands pretty decently.
He's already lasted 55 seconds longer than he did the first time.
That's good to see. Back to his, but he hasn't done much.
Dawson Hocklesvik has some blood time over here on the near side match, and if I remember correctly, Hocklesvik ended up pinning Wagner, but I think it was a pretty competitive match.
I think it was, yeah, I think it was very competitive. This was Knoke's choice, and he deferred, and Highland chose down.
And the Knoke Highland is at 145. Hocklesvik and Wagner are at 152. We started at 220. Decorah leading the duel right now, 33-12.
Highland tried to switch, come to his feet, and broke the hands, and he's loose now for a 3-0 lead. Both boys on their feet here at 145 pounds. Tom Knoke and Nick Highland from Vinton Shellsburg.
Highland again a 40-match winner a year ago as the blood time continues over here, and Highland has made his way into the rankings at 145. He is ranked 8th in Class 2A.
Good kid. Good kid.
One of their better football players as well.
Yep, good athlete, good wrestler. But here's what we want to see. What we want to see against a good kid like that is fight.
And so far, we've seen
pretty good. He made a shot there, clear out of position, and Highland just went around behind for 2 very easily.
Back underway here at 152 with Wagner leading Hocklesvik 2-0. 40 seconds left here in period number 1.
It's not a good shot at all. Didn't take the hips with him. It's kind of a dive and for the legs, and it cost us 2 points.
Dawson able to get to his tripod now up to a base. Highland or Wagner still has the front headlock in on Dawson Hocklesvik. Dawson trying to break free with the arms now, but Highland still has that headlock. Dawson now gets to a leg of Wagner. They head out towards the out-of-bounds area, and I believe they're going to rule out-of-bounds, or no, they did. They ruled the escape, I think.
We got a point. Yeah.
And Dawson Hocklesvik makes it a 2-1 match here at the end of the first period, or actually, there was no points. There wasn't a point scored. I didn't know if it was the end of the period or an escape. And it's 2-1 Wagner going to the second. And Hocklesvik will chose down here at 152. Back to 45, Dave.
Yeah, we still got, we had a restart here in the middle of the mat with Highland on top. And he still got Tom broke down pretty good. Trying a lot of halves in, trying to break Tom's head down. Tom doing a pretty good job of keeping the head up, keeping his arms free. Got a leg in, turking that leg and trying to get the hips over. Now he's got a cross face on. He's turning the hips, turning the head with the cross face, getting back points. And it looks like we're going to get 3 here, which will make it 8-0 at the end of the second period.
And blood time called on Hocklesvik as he was trying to...
It'll be Tom's choice. See where Knoke goes. He's going neutral on his feet, both up. Been down long enough.
But Dawson was trying to scoot around, but there was no advantage ruled by Lowell Teeth, the official, and I believe he saw the blood and blew it dead with 1:32 left here in the second period. A 2-1 lead here at 52 for Wagner. Highland leading 8-0 at 45. We started at 2:20. Decorah leading the duel by a 33-12 margin.
And we've got at 1:45 Tom Knoke behind Nick Highland at 8-0. And at 33 in the period. And make another shot, but again, down to our knees, we stop, and quick behind comes Highland. At least we're stopping Highland from turning us. Now, got to try and see if we can move him around, take some better shots. Keep your head up, get ahead, maybe get a takedown. But actually, Highland hasn't had to make any shots himself. So we need to keep good position in here. Move him around a little bit. And it looks like we got a 2-point reversal over there by
Hocklesvik. And Hocklesvik gets a reversal. Now has had a leg in for a second. Has control of both wrists, going for the far side crotch area. Maybe a little reverse cradle action here on the side of the mat near the Decorah corner. They go out of bounds with 1:06 left in the second period. Dawson now leading by a 3-2 margin.
And we had a much better shot by Tom Knoke. He got in on Highland and got the leg in, or got onto a leg, hit outside single, but Highland got his hips back nicely and came around behind, so he now leads 12-1. But I'm encouraged by a better shot, better setup, deeper penetration. Now he comes to his feet, and he gets he's let go by Highland. But I think he's frustrating Highland a little bit. Like I say, a ranked wrestler. And
that pinned him in a minute 5.
Pinned him in a minute 5 before.
Dawson looking for a ball and chain tilt there.
And he hasn't, Highland hasn't been able to get his arms. And it ends up 12-2. So we got just a major decision, a 4-pointer.
Well, that's going from giving up 6 to giving up 4.
That's right. That's 2 points in our favor.
It's progress.
And it shows progress. That's what's really exciting, is that it shows progress. We're coming.
20 seconds left here at 152 pounds here in the second period. Dawson Hocklesvik leading at 3-2. He got a reversal to take the lead here in this period, and you're up at 60.
And I've got Isaiah Mitchell and Court Johnson. And Isaiah had been coming along real nicely. Tried to snap him down a little bit, moving him around pretty good on his feet. Score 0-0, minute 44 to go.
And Hocklesvik will head to the third period as the second period comes to a close. Dawson leading Wagner by a 3-2 margin as well. Decorah leading the duel now 33-16. We're wrestling at 52 and 60. And I believe there's only 2 matches left because I think the bikes are going to be open at 82 tonight.
Yeah, they'll be open at 82 and 95 both.
Okay.
Probably. Well, not necessarily. They might have somebody at 82. So they could move somebody into 82, I think the coaches told me. So
a neutral start here in the third period, and Dawson Hocklesvik gets a takedown, now has the half in, and he's getting back points on the near side of the mat. He's out over the head, cross faces in, out chest to chest. Teed down, taking a deep look, and now he's out over the head once again. He's in a pretty good position here. Dawson just needs to finish the fall.
We got a shot by Isaiah Mitchell here, but he got himself extended down on his belly, and Johnson's trying to come around, but Isaiah's doing a good job of trying to get up to his knees. Johnson comes around for 2.
1:18 left here in the third period.
That was a great.
Wagner kid is flat, and Dawson Hocklesvik's going to get the fall. The fall occurs in 4:37 or 4:47, I should say.
And what was really nice about that was he had that half in on the way down.
Yep.
They didn't even hit the mat before he had that half in, and that's really what a coach likes to see. On the other hand, we've got Isaiah Mitchell over here kind of stretched out on his belly with Johnson trying to work the arms, and the period comes to the end 2-0.
And you'll recall that Court Johnson won over Isaiah Mitchell 7-2 down in Vinton, but that was a closer match than that score indicated. That was probably
a hole to start with.
One of those where Decorah felt they had a pretty even matchup.
Yeah, we got in a hole to start with. It never could come back, but he out-wrestled him most of the match. Now we'll see what happens here. One bad mistake, and that shot that didn't carry his hips with him. A lot of wrestling left to go. Johnson gets to his feet, and Mitchell puts him back down, but on his knees. And
Cole Christopher going to be up here at 170 pounds. He will take on John Betterin of Vinton Shellsburg, and we're just underway. Betterman goes through for the big throw. Christopher able to get out of that. He gets to the underhooks of Cole and breaks him down for a takedown, and it's a 2-0 lead for Betterin here early in the first period.
We're riding a little high, trying to put a cradle on. I'm not sure that we need to kind of break him down a little bit better now. Johnson's still on his knees, trying to get one leg up now. We can pick up an ankle.
Christopher with the escape. It's 2-1 at 170, back to 60.
We had an ankle and a crossface, and Johnson just turned into us and come to his feet. So it's 3-0 now. Johnson ahead of Isaiah Mitchell. Johnson makes kind of a weak shot at the feet. Isaiah tied up there forehead to forehead right now.
50.
And we need a takedown.
1:05 left here in the first period at 70. Cole Christopher trailing John Betterton with by a count of 2-1. Christopher in on a shot from a long ways away. Betterton able to get to the underhooks of Christopher. Both men in underhooks on the edge of the mat. Betterton looking for that big throw. Cole trying to do the same, and both men go out of bounds with 47 seconds left here in the first period. At 170, it's 2-1 Betterton.
We're on a leg, and we're up between the legs right now, but we're sitting on our butt. Now we come up. Johnson kind of got a whizzer in. Now we're between the legs. We got to bring one down and turn, which we have, but we're on our hips. We got to get around, and he's got our ankle. Now we got the ankle free. Come back to your knees. Got to come back to your knees and get an arm through. Got to come back to your knees. 7 seconds left. Now, not on our knees. Not on our knees. Now we come up to our knees. We got to reach, get an arm or something. We didn't do her, and it's still 3-0.
And a takedown here for Betterton on the near mat with 27 seconds left in the period. Betterton leading by a 4-1 margin at 170.
We're going to go down. And that's where we need to go, down 3-0. I don't think the kid can ride us. Not much of a move there.
Here's a reversal for Christopher on the near end of the mat as Christopher cuts it to 4-3 with 8 seconds left here in the period.
We're kind of flopping around underneath, and we're just not building a base, a good base under us and staying there. Now we're up to our knees, we're down to our belly again.
And Christopher gives up an escape with 2 seconds left in the period to Betterton, and Betterton will go to the second, leading by a 5-3 margin.
Now Johnson's kind of up working our shoulders. We're really extended. We've got to get our hips back under us. We've got to build a base here. And we're flat on our belly. We're going to hit for stalling, and I wish we would because we got to get going. Now we're back to our knees again, and Johnson slips a leg in, and we don't do anything to stop it.
Christopher will start in the down position to start the second period. He trails Betterton 5-3 at 170. Isaiah Mitchell trailing at 160 on the far mat.
We're sitting there on our knees with our head down, and that's going to cause Johnson to look for a cradle. And he's over the top of the head, but we give that up or let go of that, and then now he's got a power half in on the far side.
Christopher able to get to his feet. John and Betterton hanging on right now. He got up in the air, and his whole body was up in the air, so potentially dangerous called by Lowell T.
Now he pushed that head down, put a cradle on, and rolls us right to our back. Terrible job on the bottom. We have got to build a base under us. We've got to get our head up, and you got to wrestle on the bottom. Can't sit there, and that cost us a 6-point fall.
And Court Johnson gets the fall in 5:24 to make it 39-22 in the duel. Christopher still in the down position here at 170 with 1:22 left here in the second period. A 5-3 lead. And Tristan Schnitzler going to get thrown out there at 182 to take a forfeit.
Yep, he's going to get the forfeit.
And the final match of this duel will come up at 195 with Cyric Nelson for Decorah. So the forfeit will...
95 pounds on the east mat for Decorah, Cyric Nelson. And for Vinton, Shellsburg, Justin Coots.
Justin Coots and Cyric Nelson going to wrestle one another. And now some blood time for Cole Christopher here on the near mat. That Nelson and Coots wrestled each other 3 weeks ago tonight, and Cyric got a fall in 58 seconds.
Yeah, well, we'll see what happens this time. A lot of things can turn around.
Exactly.
In a few weeks. Nice front headlock. Snap down to a front headlock by Cyric. He comes around behind and scores a 2-point takedown. Coots pretty stationary when he hits the mat on his knees. And Cyric doing a good job of control. We got a wrist underneath him. Now we're going to the other side. And looks like we got a wrist on the far side. Got to keep him broke. A nice job at turning him. Nice job. Put his chest into him nicely, turned him. He's got to kind of stick that elbow on the near side into his ear. But now he's bringing that elbow up. And but he's kind of got an arm underneath there. Yeah, he should get the fall here. We got a minute 3 seconds left. Doing a nice job of staying
Here's
up.
Christopher with a reversal, and he puts the half in.
Got the fall, minute 3.
Cyric Nelson getting the fall to make it 51-22, and Christopher gets the reversal to make it 5-5. Betterton able to get to his feet, get the escape to make it 6-5. Second period, 43 seconds left, and we're down to our last matchup here of this duel. Betterton going for that throw. Christopher reached back and got the head and kind of threw each other out of bounds. 35 seconds left in the period. Betterton leading 6-5.
Yeah, this is one of those matches where it's going to go down to whoever wants it bad enough. I don't think there's much difference in between these boys. And Again, this is one you had a gut out. Little half shot taken there by Vinton. Now he comes up. He's got locked up around trying for a throw. Christopher did a good job of getting his legs back, getting his hips back, taking them away.
And more blood time here with 19 seconds left in the period. Decorah has won the duel, and they've scored at least 51 points, scored 48 3 weeks ago tonight.
Did a little better. I was fairly kind of impressed with most of the guys. Saw a lot of aggressiveness after the fall. Olgesvik in particular, and also Carter Hubka really went after it.
Of course, Carter was out a little bit to start the season, and good to have one of your experienced veteran good kids back with Carter Hubka. So
yes.
blood getting cleaned up here. 19 seconds left in the period. At 170, John Betterton leading Cole Christopher by a 6-5 margin. Decorah leads the duel 51-22. We started at 220. This will be the last matchup here at 170. They've been going two mats in this duel for the last few minutes. That's why perhaps there's a little bit of confusion on where we are at, but we'll do the best to clean everything up.
Yeah, and I'm sure they're doing this so they've got quite a little bit of recognition here. They're going to do that before the West Delaware. Oh, nice leg attack by Christopher, but headlock counter by Betterton. Now Christopher slips in. Nice inside trip right to his back. And not only does he take him to his... no points. Oh, Deet says nothing yet. We didn't lock up when we hit the mat.
Okay.
But a nice job of inside trip to the mat. And... Christopher says, give him a point. We'll take neutral. And so what's the score down there?
7-5. Betterton with the lead as we start the third period.
I will just about guarantee that whoever, I don't know who will win, but the score won't stay 7-5 through the period. And Christopher is in on an ankle.
150 left here in the third period, and some more blood time here for Cole Christopher.
The whistle was blown for blood.
This will be the last matchup. Decorah will wrestle West Delaware next. Their team they were 4 points away from at the Bob Murphy Invitational a few weeks ago.
Yeah, one big difference here between us and them is it looks like they've got a full lineup, somebody in every weight, and we don't. So that'll start us in a hole. And West Delaware, it's hard to beat at home.
Well, West Delaware is usually hard to beat.
That's right.
First of all,
especially hard to beat at home.
Yeah.
And fine coaching staff, been here years. Saw Chris Lenz still working in the room with them. He and I used to run the kids programs down at Independence in West Delaware. That was over 30 years ago. So continuity in that West Delaware room.
No doubt about it. And 150 left here in the third period. Betterton still leading by a 7-5 margin on Cole Christopher. Been kind of a wild match to this point.
Yeah. We don't, like I say, I know the score won't end up 7-5, but I'm not sure who will win. But we're going to see some wrestling, that's for sure. We had the pep band here. Waltz wouldn't want to be what they'd play during this match. No. I'll better play a little, I don't know, some other faster kind of music.
Rock and roll, perhaps.
Yeah, there we go. Here we go. Start third period. Another leg shot by Christopher. Steps back. Oh, Christopher a lot of position, but he sure squares up nice. And now he's got it going in, but he's got his head down. Betterton's going to try and lock up front headlock. Now Betterton's going to try to throw. Christopher squares up nice. Christopher 2-on-1, steps in deep with the leg. Betterton sprawls back deep. And
7-5, still the lead. Cole's the man that needs the takedown in this situation. 1:18 left here in the third period, and a stalemate was called. Lowell Teeth, the official, Eric Eckerman, the other official here tonight.
A little ear to ear here on the tie. Chris collar tie and elbow. Now we're toward the edge of the mat, and Betterton steps out.
Cole hasn't taken a shot yet here in the third period, and he's the man down, and he let Betterton up at the start of the third period as a neutral.
There's only one reason you let a guy up, and that's so you can take him down. So, but I'm going to give Cole credit. He's looking for a good shot. You don't want to take a bad shot. You take a good shot. Now Betterton gets underneath him and comes up A nice duck under. We go underneath. Christopher get to rolling around there, though. He's coming up from underneath there. He's in Betterton's lap, and he's turning, looking for Betterton's head, but Betterton turns and comes up on top of him.
35 seconds left here in the third period. A 9-5 lead for Betterton now.
Now Betterton looks like he's putting a half in, but Christopher sits up. Betterton didn't have control. Now Christopher comes out in front of him, and he's got a 1-point escape.
Give Christopher credit as they wrestle with 18 seconds left. He got out and was looking for that half right away.
He was looking for that head right away. Now he's down on the leg on the edge of the mat, and he's got 2.
They're going to rule that he was out of bounds first.
Yeah, well, actually what happened was Betterton actually went clear out on the gym floor. So even though our toes were still in bounds, when you hit the gym floor, they'll usually blow the whistle.
11 seconds left here in the third period. A 9-6 lead for Betterton. Now Cole just hoping for the big throw here.
Yeah, he's going into him. Betterton just block it. Tries a throw. Almost makes it, and Betterton comes up on top.
And no points awarded.
I don't think we're going to give any points there. Little Teet's smart enough to just kind of let things go and see who ends up on top, and they were still rolling.
And Betterton wins it 9-6, but Decorah wins the duel by a 51-25 margin. We'll take a time out here and be back to recap this one and get you set for Decorah and West Delaware next.
Our second duel of tonight.
Welcome back to Manchester. Coin toss taking place between West Delaware and Decorah right now, as we will start this one at, we should start it at 2:85. We're about 4 minutes away from the start of this one. Decorah wins the first duel tonight, 51-25. Falls for Devin Stortz at 138, Dawson Hocklesvik at 152, and Cyric Nelson at 195. A victory, tech fall victory for Carter Hubka at 126. A major decision for Philip Eady at 106. And Decorah got forfeits at 132 for Brendan Lovestone, Tristan Schnitzler at 185. Tyler Falk at 220 and Cole Headington at 285. Of course, the wrestling world dealt with their fair share of tragedy this weekend. Austin Roberts, a kid out of Spencer,
220-pounder,
and ranked kid in the state of Iowa, unfortunately passed away after a wrestling tournament on Saturday out in Spencer. And
I understand it was an out-of-bounds situation, and as he was moving back to the center of the mat, simply collapsed.
And it's one of those deals with Roberts. You just feel for the family most importantly, and
it's terrible the time of the year,
and the wrestling family, and everybody around that. And just the way we are, we tend to ask reasons why before we have any knowledge. And Dave and I aren't doctors or coroners, so we're not going to pretend we know what happened. But unfortunately, some in this sport will always bring up weight cutting. When something like this happens.
I read some of the threads on some of the news reports Sunday night when I first heard about it, and most of them were simply condolences to the family, very appropriate, and then somebody had to mention weight cutting, and then the thread just erupted with horror stories.
And we should emphasize, and I think most of the people in this audience know what has gone on after some situations in college wrestling back in the 90s where some tragedies related to weight cutting happened. Wrestling basically took a big picture look at what it was doing and basically improved a lot of things. And why don't you explain the whole issue in the big picture?
Exactly. They're really, right now, what they call it is weight management. You don't call it weight cutting anymore.
And it's more appropriate, would you agree?
It is more appropriate because before these kids come in, as these kids come into the practice room before they can practice, they have to have a hydrated body composition test. And by hydrated, that means they have to pee in a cup. And there's several ways to measure it, a hydrometer, a refractometer, but they usually use a colored test strip. And if the urine is too dark, you fail the test and you go no farther. And so you got to come back, and then once you've passed that test, then they do a body composition test, or what we kind of call a fat test. And usually that has to be done by a medical professional that's registered with the Iowa High School Athletic Association, and generally it's done with a skin fold. And through that skin fold, they determine what your body fat is, and then they determine what your weight would be if it was at 7%, because you can never go below 7% body fat and still wrestle if you're a male, and 12% is a female. And so if your body fat is at 7%, allows you to wrestle, allows you to go to 127 pounds, you're not a 26-pounder, and you won't be. And then to get down to that weight, you have to come down at 1.5% per week and no more. And if you are lighter than 1.5% less weight than you had the previous week, you're ineligible. You can't wrestle.
And I mean, I think the sport, after those situations which happened on the college level, occurred back in the 90s, the sport took a good look at what it was doing, and in retrospect, and after 10 to 15 years, you can make judgments on whether changes made were good things or not. For the health and well-being of student athletes that wrestle, it was a good move from the outside looking in. You're more of an insider than I am. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I think it's just fine. And one of the things they did also was move the weigh-ins to 1 hour before the meet, or 2 hours in a tournament, and rather than morning weigh-ins. The morning weigh-ins have been here historically for a long time. And that's kind of an administrator's rule, because the administrations thought that the young person should concentrate on his schoolwork during the day rather than his weight. Unfortunately, what it means is you can pull down a lot of weight, weigh in early in the morning, and then recover during the day. Can't do that now.
And we are about ready to get going here in this Decorah West Delaware duel at 285. Caleb Zeeser for West Delaware and Cole Headington for Decorah. Headington was able to pin Zeeser at the Bob Murphy Invitational in 58 seconds. And we are underway on the far edge of the mat, so heavyweights historically have closed things out. They're starting things out.
They're starting it today. Yeah, they're starting it today.
And a little bit of Dave Omdahl dying inside, right?
And again a random draw. And I really kind of not liked it. I like to start with the little guys move up. But anyway, the thought was that it put too much pressure on the heavyweight to decide lots of meets every time out. Can't have that. And so we downed random draw, but
0-0, 140 left in the second period. A big throw attempt ended up with Zeeser getting face planted on the basketball court on the outside of the mat right there. No shots have really been attempted here for either wrestler. Just a big throw attempt from Cole on the side of the mat. 120 left here in the second period.
Yeah, generally heavyweights, they've got to get their feet moving and take outside, head inside singles, outside shots. You just don't want to get underneath a guy that big.
I know here in the early part of this schedule, we've given a lot of credit to Isaiah Mitchell as being one of the most improved guys. I'd put Cole in that conversation. Would you agree?
Yeah, he's come along, and he kind of knows where he's at, and he's got good reaction time, pretty quick for a big man.
And he just doing a way better job this year, just staying in that position, just not giving his opponent that many openings.
Yeah, exactly. Nice slide-by attempt there by Zeeser, but Cole squares up with him.
36 seconds left here in the first period, 0-0. We're just underway at 285 in this Decorah West Delaware duel. Decorah ended up beating Vinton Shellsburg tonight by a 51-25 margin.
A little half shot there by Cole, but again, you don't want to go in deep underneath the big heavy. They're working the head, trying to move the other fellow out of position.
Zeeser does have a little bit of a weight advantage, or so it appears, on Cole Headington.
Maybe a little bit, not too much.
I said little.
Little, yeah, little, yeah.
5 seconds left here in the period, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, and we're going to go to the second period, 0-0 Decorah and West Delaware here at heavyweight, just underway in this duel.
And Cole is going down.
Headington will go down beneath Zeeser to start the second period. 0-0 here at heavyweight.
And here it's real important for that bottom man not to go down to his belly. And he comes out, rolls and turns, and comes up on top of Zeeser for two. He's looking to put him to his back, wasn't able to. Now he's back on an ankle. Got Zeeser pretty well broke down flat. Now he's really going to work the head, try and get a. Now he's coming in We're looking for a head in the side cradle there. Now Zeeser is set to his butt. We put a lot of pressure on him.
Well, we saw Cole as he was rolling out that time, just reaching for that half.
Yep.
That technique thing that should be just like clockwork, it's becoming automatic with a few more of these guys.
He was looking for it, but he missed it. But you got to give Zeeser a little credit. He rolled right through. He wanted to be belly down. And now Cole on top, working the head. Zeeser moves to his base. We're still out in front of him, but we come around behind him nicely. Don't give him anything.
2-0 Headington. 1:08 left here in the second period.
Got a head in the armpit right now, working on a wrist and bring him down to the mat. Now we're going to try and come out over the head. And Zeeser, he tries kind of a roll, but we slip a half in and we're going out of bounds.
58 seconds left here in the period. As they go out of bounds right in front of Jeff Friedoff and Gene Adams on the near corner of the mat. And
again, this is one of these situations on top. It really looks like Cole can work him hard on top and tire him out. Again, first period's the hardest period to pin a guy in. Zeeser moves into a tripod, but he doesn't keep his feet moving. Cole brings him back down. Nice job of bringing his hips over. Now we're going out trying to get an arm up on the back. Zeeser trying to sit. Zeeser moves back to his base, kind of drops his head. Now he comes up into a tripod again, doesn't move, but he's to his feet, and he gets one. 35 seconds left.
Headington leads 2-1 here in the second period. Headington was able to pin Zeeser at the Bob Murphy Invitational, but that was 2.5 weeks ago.
That was then.
This is now. They go out of bounds. 23.9 left second period. This is the first matchup of the Decorah and West Delaware duel here tonight. This is Vikings Radio 1240 KDEC Decorah and KDECradio.com. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to you and yours out in the wrestling community and the Viking fan community. From Dave Omdahl and Darren Swenson here in Manchester tonight. Glad to bring you Decorah wrestling coverage here this evening.
And there we had a little slide by there, try by Cole. And nothing happened, but pretty much been tied up. Forehead to forehead here, collar and the elbow ties. And first period's over.
And actually, we're going to the third
period. I'm sorry.
Zeeser is going to choose to go neutral here at the start of the third period against Headington. Headington with a reversal in the second period. Zeeser with an escape. Neither man with a takedown yet as we start the third.
Not sure. I think Cole could have got out from under him, but I don't think about heavyweights. You just never know.
Well, I know it was Zeeser's choice. Cole went down to start the second period.
The second period. He got away. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Now we're just mostly pushing. One thing, Zeeser is the guy that has to get the takedown.
Yep.
And it's a lot easier to get the takedown if it's even than it is if you're behind. If you're behind, now Zeeser has to get the takedown. All we have to do is stay in good position and make it look like we're wrestling.
Decorah won earlier tonight against Vinton Shellsburg as both men went out of bounds 51-25. And this is the first matchup of this duel tonight. Decorah going to be open at 3 weights tonight.
Now that's going to be a big disadvantage because West Delaware does have a full lineup.
And some pretty good kids, as you would expect.
Too. That's right.
1 minute left here in the third period, a 2-1 lead for Headington. Both men in the center of the mat right now, working heads, working collar ties.
And as time goes on, what you hope here is the guy that's behind, which is Zeeser, gets a little bit desperate. And sometimes when you're a little bit desperate, you make bad shots.
And if you're in Cole's position, as these are able to shove him out on the near end of the mat, where's the balance from a judgment standpoint between staying in good position and stalling?
Well, you stay in good position and you work the other guy. You push him, put pressure on him. You move forward instead of backwards. You try, if you go to the edge of the mat, you try to push the other guy out, because then, not like right here. Zeezer's back is facing the mat, so we should be pushing him out.
22 seconds left here in the period, and that's exactly what Cole's doing.
Exactly. And it's very difficult for the official to call stalling on the guy that's pushing, because they're supposed to be the same weight. And
17 seconds left here in the third period. Zeeser really hasn't attempted a shot here in the third period, but
he doesn't look like he's got one.
But at the same time, Cole stayed in position that he really hasn't had an opening to do so.
All he has continuously tried is that slide by there. He made a shot, but it was way too far away on the edge of the mat. Cole sprawled, and we got it.
Cole Headington with a 2-1 win here at 285. And Decorah takes a 3-0 lead in the duel as Philip Eady heads to the mat at 106.
Well, Cole wrestled a smart match.
Yep.
Wrestled a smart match. He knew he was ahead. He didn't have to get the to take the shot, but he didn't back out either. He stayed in good position. Zeeser tried many times to hit that slide by and get him out, move him out of position.
And now Philip Eady's going to get a forfeit at 106. He was ready to go, but
puzzles me just a little bit because the Phillips boy had been rated and a pretty good 3-pounder, but
Philip kind of threw him around like a rag doll down here.
Yes, he did.
You were here and told me about it.
I would have thought that West Delaware maybe would have liked to have had a little revenge.
I think Philip was. And Philip Deesburg's going to wrestle here at 113, and this is Jeff Ilgen, a freshman, and Deesburg wrestling at 113. He's a very small 13-pounder.
He's a small 6-pounder. Yeah, he's a small 6-pounder. It must have been, Decorah must have had to put Philip out on the mat first. West Delaware must have won the toss.
And Ilgen circling around and
gets the 2.
Gets the 2, a takedown for Ilgen to make it a 2-0 margin.
Yeah.
Phillips, we should emphasize that Phillips did not wrestle this weekend at the Battle of Waterloo.
No.
So
I think maybe if they would have had to put their guy out on the mat first and forfeited, we would maybe probably have put this boy Deesburg out to take the forfeit.
Yeah.
And then move Philip up into here to beat this kid. We could have took 2 matches.
And a 2-0 lead here for Ilgen, a freshman, working against Deesburg, a freshman. We're at 113. We started at 185. Decorah with a 9-0 lead in the duel.
Ilgen much taller. He's trying to work on a cradle now.
And we talked about Deesburg being a small 6-pounder, now wrestling at 113.
Yeah. And according, the rule is you can wrestle up 1 weight from what you're eligible for, what you're qualified for. And so
40 seconds left here in the period.
You can always go up 1.
Yep.
And in this situation, it puts a pretty small 6-pounder up against him. I don't think Ilgen here is a terribly big 13-pounder, but he's tall.
And Ilgen has Deesburg cradled up. Luke trying to kick out of it with 20 seconds left here in the period. 18 seconds left in the period now, a 9-0 lead for Decorah in the duel, but at least a 5-0 lead for Ilgen right now as Deesburg able to escape the hold with 8 seconds left in the period. Ilgen gets his 3 back points and leads 5-0.
And that goes to show how important it is to win that coin toss. Because
and now you're going to see two matches for varsity here.
Already. Okay.
Up now at 120 pounds from the west mat for West Delaware, Brad Roush. Decorah has an open weight.
And Brad Roush for West Delaware will receive a forfeit at 120 pounds. That makes it 9-6 as Ilgen leads by a 5-0 margin here at the start of the second period. Deesburg chooses down. They scramble towards the side of the mat, and actually it was a neutral start and no points awarded. 1:48 left here in the second period. And it's a 5-0 lead for
shot
Ilgen.
by Deesburg, but again, Ilgen is so long, it's easy for him to get his hips back. And nice block there with the arm by Deesburg, but Ilgen just kind of hips into him, takes him to his side. Now he comes up with a crossface and you got a crossface now, putting Deesburg to his back, comes in.
And Dave describing the 120-pound match. Decorah is up here at 126 with Carter Hubka, who had a tech fall victory earlier tonight. He is taking on Jordan Roush of West Delaware. Roush, a junior, and Hubka, a senior.
I'm at 113.
You're at 113. I'm sorry. And this is at 126. Decorah was open at 20. Hubka with a takedown on the side of the mat and make it 2-0.
And Deesburg up on top with the cradle, but he hasn't been able to turn Ilgen. It's right on the edge of the mat now. It looks like he is getting back points. 51 seconds left. Right on the edge of the mat.
And they go out of bounds here. Hubka leads 2-0 with 1:30 left here in the first period at 126. Dave's at 113.
Ilgen still with the cradle. Deesburg doing a lot of kicking. But
He must be far enough out of bounds.
He's too far out to get the fall, but he's got 3 back points to make it 12-0. And now he's coming to the crossface on the other side, but official Teat says let's go back to the center.
And Roush gets an escape on Hubka to make it 2-1, 1:08 left here in the first period. Decorah leading the duel right now, 9-6. We're wrestling at 13-26 right now. And we started at 285. Hubka in on a single leg, getting that leg up in the air, going for the trip, able to get the takedown once again, and it's a 4-1 lead for Carter Hubka.
And we've got Ilgen's riding real high. Deesburg up in a tripod. Ilgen takes him back to the mat.
And Carter now got a 1 count on the back against his opponent.
Two.
Roush, he did actually got 2.
Third period, that's our choice. Looking over at the coaches, see where he's going to put him. Going to put him on top.
And a 6-1 lead for Hubka.
Deesburg
with 23 seconds left here in the first period at 26.
Deesburg goes behind. Ilgen stands up. Ilgen to his feet. Deesburg takes him to the mat. Comes back over, tries to cover, but he gets way too high, and Deesburg comes up, grabs his head, or Ilgen grabs Deesburg's head. Looks like he's trying for back points here. Deesburg doing a good job of fighting off his back. Gets the 2 point with the reversal. Ilgen doing a good job of just basically covering him now. Hasn't been able to tie up any arms. Deesburg's been doing a good job of keeping his head up and his arms free. Staying off his back, 14-zip, 1 point away from a tech.
And they start the second period down here. Hubka will start up, and Roush will start down. Hubka leading 6-1 here at 120.
We got 1:12 left.
6 pounds.
And Deesburg has been pretty well broke down. I'll give the official a little credit here. He has not penalized us for stalling on the bottom, because there is a little sentence in the rule book that says if you're being dominated, that's not stalling. And Ilgen is certainly dominating us on top. But Deesburg doing a fine job of fighting. He doesn't let Ilgen have anything. His arms, he's good. He's got hand control underneath. Now he's coming up and turning into Ilgen.
And here's a little ball and chain tilt from Hubka. He has Roush on his back right now.
We've got 30 seconds left, and Deesburg is turning into Ilgen. Ilgen riding pretty high. We're coming to our feet, and we're away for 1. Makes it 14-1.
And all right, now Hubka has the arm up on the back, controls the far side shoulder. He's out at chest to chest on Roush, and there's the fall. Carter Hubka gets a fall in 2:53 at 126 pounds.
We had Ilgen making a shot there, but Deesburg did a nice job of getting his hips back, and there's only 6 seconds left. Deesburg doing a nice job of staying square with Ilgen. And time's up, and it's 14-1, but that's a team point we got out of that.
Perhaps even 2.
That's right. That's right.
So Ilgen gets the major decision.
Not a tech fall. So that's basically a point on our side, plus point.
And that's to me, I'm seeing one of the neat things about this sport right there. Luke, yeah, 14-1. He got dominated, and he was in a bad position. He's a small 6-pounder going up against the 13-pounder, and he's getting applauded by the Decorah crowd, getting a nice pep talk from Coach Friedoff and Coach Adams, and said, you know what, you gave up 4 when the record books probably said you were going to give up 6. Yes. You saved us 2 team points.
That's right. Everybody thought 6. He gave up 4, and he just fought his heart out. He fought for 6 minutes strong. I mean, any little let up on his part would have been a fall. There's no doubt about that. I mean, that Ilgen kid was just much bigger. Now we're up at 138 pounds.
Lovestoon and Mitchell Mangold.
Well, it says 38 pounds up there, but
well, I got 32 on this end.
You got 32. I got 38 then. I've got Owen Ward from West Delaware against Devin Stortz.
And here's Lovestoon giving up a takedown, and his opponent Mangold has a arm up on the back, getting back points right now against Lovestoon with 1:28 left here in the first period.
We've got Devin Stortz with a quick takedown, and now he's got the half and an arm behind the back. The half isn't very tight though. Got an arm up on the back, looked like he's coming across the head maybe for a Hassman, and you can't get the arm through. Ward is is basically clamming up. Now Ward gets to his knees. Devin dumps him to his back. Now he gets out of the leg, and he's getting back points out over the head. Devin doing a nice job. He needs to get maybe a little more chest to chest. A little bit high on that now. But Ward trying to bridge. He got a nice high bridge. He come down there and he was pinned, but didn't get the call.
And Mangold has a Lovestone stack.
Double arm bars.
And on the double arm bars, and Mangold wins by a fall in a minute 12 over Brendan Lovestone.
Storch leading 5-0. And got the arm of Ward up on his back now. Now trying to drive it across. Really tight chest to chest. Now he's hooking the head. Now he's got the half in deep. Got to get out of the leg though. Ward doing a good job of holding and hanging onto the leg. Now he's out of the leg and over the head. 17 seconds left. Devin Storch on top of Owen Ward. And got the fall right there with 12.2 seconds left. Fall for Devin Storch.
And actually, Owen Ward's going to be up here at 145, so the Hawks must have put in a JV kid.
Okay.
And then at 31, I believe that was Warren Goodwin that Storch got the fall over.
Okay.
So Owen Ward is facing Tom Kanoki here at 145. So Devin Storch gives Decorah a 21-12 lead. Ward now facing Tom Kanoki, and this was a rematch of the Bob Murphy Invitational. Ward winning that one by a 7-3 margin.
And we've got 152 coming up. And it looks like we've got Dawson Holkenswick here. And we do have Nick Casey here at 152 for West Delaware.
Sophomore and a freshman there. No score yet here at 145 between Kanoki and Ward with 1:12 left in the first period. And Dave's at 152.
And Dawson in on a front headlock now. And comes around. And no score there. I really think if Dawson would have stopped before he followed around to try to get behind him, he might have had the two. But didn't get her. And so it's nothing. Minute 40 left. And a nice front headlock here again by Dawson. And now Dawson snaps him down. He comes around behind, and he does have the takedown very convincingly. And he's got Casey down flat on the mat. And working out to the side. Got a hard cross face on. Not turning the hips, though.
And Ward has a takedown over Tom Kanoki to make it 2-0 as they go out of bounds with 24 seconds left
now,
in the first period.
Dawson coming out front here. He tried to put a barbed wire or Rib City on, but Casey went to his knees now, so it's pretty hard. Got to get him off his knees. Comes around behind now. Comes up riding with a cross face and a tight waist.
Again, we're wrestling at 45 and 52 right now. We started at 285. Decorah leading the duel right now, 21-15.
And 52 here. He's got the arm up, way up on the back. Now he comes across the face and puts his chest now, and he's got Casey on his back, pretty darn flat. Looks to me from here, and he has 37 seconds left. Dawson Holkovic get the fall.
And 123, so another fall for Decorah at that weight class. 27-12 lead for Decorah. Ward leading at 2-0 here on top. Kanoki with 19 seconds left here in period number 1.
Now it looks like we're going to go.
So Isaiah out there for Decorah.
160.
And it's Jordan Breeze for West Delaware. And here's a reversal at the buzzer of the first period. And it's 2-2 between Kanoki and Ward.
And we've got Jordan Breeze and Isaiah Mitchell. A little half shot there by Isaiah, but a little too far away, and they go out of bounds.
We're at 45 and 60 now. Decorah leading the duel 27-16 now.
We'll have, again, a shot from too far away by Isaiah. Got to take his hips with him. Really not doing that. Breeze doing a pretty good job of staying in position. Collar ties, break free. Breeze a little lower than Isaiah. Forehead to forehead right now. Breeze again just a little bit lower. He makes a shot at Isaiah. Isaiah blocks it, but go out of bounds.
There's a 5-3 lead right now for Owen Ward on Tom Kanoki. Tom getting to a leg of Owen Ward. Ward trying to get the hips back. Tom's got that leg up in the air right now with 1:28 left in the period. He's trying to pull him back on the mat. They're at the side of the mat, but whizzing through there and falling and getting control of Kanoki is Ward, and Ward gets the 2-point takedown to make it 7-3. That was the margin he beat Kanoki on at the West Delaware Invitational.
We got a deep shot here by Breeze. Isaiah hanging over the top. He's in the crotch. Got Breeze broken down now and comes around behind. He gets the points. He scores 2-0. Nice job by Isaiah getting his hips back. Pretty good shot by Breeze, but good stop, good block. On behind, Breeze comes to his feet. We pick him back up again. We set him down on his butt. Need to set him down crossways really hard. And Breeze is back to his base. Isaiah a little high there now. Riding up on the shoulders. Breeze up with hand control, and he's out for one with 36 seconds left. It's 2-1.
Mitchell did major Jordan Breeze down at the West Delaware Invitational on the 5th of December. 7-4 now as Kanoki gets the escape on Ward with 42 seconds left in the second period. Dave's at 60. I'm at 45 as Decorah leads the duel right now 27-16. We started at heavyweight. Decorah defeated Vinton Shellsburg earlier tonight by a 51-25 margin.
Yeah, and we're into the end of the first period. 13 seconds left, still 2-1. Isaiah Mitchell over Jordan Breeze. West Delaware. And as Darren said, Breeze had a major, Isaiah had a major over Breeze. But if I was the West Delaware coaches, that wouldn't bother me. I'd just tell that kid to go out there and show him he can't do it again. So,
and Ward gets a late second period takedown on Tom Kanoki, and Ward now leads by a 9-4 margin over Kanoki as the second period comes to a close.
We've got Jordan Breeze going down. Isaiah covers. Breeze tries to turn it into him. We've got a cradle on here, but now we take him back in the cradle. We got the cradle locked, and we've got him back over, but he's really kicking. And we got a couple points here for sure for Isaiah Mitchell. 3. We got 3. Okay.
Starting in the down position is Ward here at the start of the third period. Ward trying to get to his base. Kanoki out over the hips and shoulders.
I can't hate to see a cradle thrown on without any more control than Isaiah had, but hey, he threw it and he got him. So we're up 5-1. And that's 3. Now he's got Breeze kind of down on his belly. Isaiah over both legs. Now he moves a little more out to the side, but still got Breeze broke down pretty good. Now we're moving out over the head. I think Isaiah puts a lot of pressure on. Now he's got a half in. He's got the half in. Hasn't got the hips turned. He's got the half in, and he's getting points. Kind of out of bounds. Breeze is turning. He's trying to get into Isaiah's legs. Doesn't get into him, and Isaiah's over the head now. Got to get the half a little tighter. Got to get that elbow up behind the head, behind the neck. Now he switches the half. Nice job of switching the half when Breeze tried to turn out. Nice job, and he got the fall.
And he gets the fall in 3 minutes and 14 seconds.
That's a great job for Isaiah Mitchell. I like to see him come back like that because, quite honestly, that last match was not a very good one. But he come back here much more aggressively, kept his head up, kept in better position, and went after stuff.
And it's 33-16 now in the duel. Owen Ward still leads at 145, 9-4. And over on your mat, this is Corey Russell for West Delaware and Cole Christopher for Decorah. Ward still leading now 11-4. He turns Kanoki, and he's trying to do so again here with 14 seconds left in the period. Tom's trying to keep this one from being a major and trying to only give up 3 in this situation, and it looks like he's going to be able to do that. It'll be an 11-4 victory here at 45 for Owen Ward, but he keeps it. Tom Kanoki keeps it to a 3-point victory, and it's 33-19 as we complete 145 and move up to 170 with Christopher and Coy Russell. Of course, Coy Russell, the football stud for West Delaware.
Yeah, probably one of West Delaware's best athletes, all-around athletes.
Yep.
He's taken Christopher down twice now, and I don't see any points on the scoreboard, but he's taken him down twice pretty much at will. Now he's got Christopher on his back, and Russell has been out of the lineup for a little bit here. He had a kind of a tweaked knee last weekend, but he looks like he's back in pretty good shape right now.
He wrestled the Saturday portion of the Battle of Waterloo for West Delaware and did not wrestle on Friday.
Yeah, they had 2 kids in the lineup at that weight, but Obviously, Russell is in fine shape. He's got the wing and a wrist. He goes over the head. Whisper's on his back.
Harrison Goebel is going to get a forfeit at 182, and Russell completes the fall on Cole Christopher. And that'll pull the Hawks closer. It'll be 33-25 going to 195.
They've got a real athlete there in Russell.
Now in a situation like this, when you got an 8-point duel with 2 matches to go, you shouldn't wrestle matches simultaneously.
I would rather not.
Brett Roush and
but we're not.
And Cyrek Nelson for Decorah here at 195.
But we're the away team.
Yes. But wouldn't you, as a wrestling part of this, it gets down to strategy here.
Yes.
And now Brett Rouse has Cyrek Nelson on his back here at 195 pounds. 129 left here in the period. Nelson trying to fight off, trying to push that pace back, but Roush got him in tight. Eckerman down, taking a deep peek of this one. And it is a nearly a fall for West Delaware. Cyrek doing his best to try to fight. And there's the fall for Roush to pull West Delaware within 33-31. And the fall occurs in 53 seconds.
And on the orange mat over there, we've got a 2-1 score here.
And actually, West Delaware has taken a 37-33 lead. And at 2:20 for West Delaware, this is Sam Johnson. For Decorah, this is Tyler Flack. Sam Johnson with the leg up in the air on Tyler Flack once again. And he's able to take him back down to the mat and leads it to now a 4-1 lead.
And we've got Sam Johnson, a junior. Tyler Flack, a senior. And Johnson riding on top, tight waist, lets Tyler Flack up. Makes score 4-2. Hey, when they went off the last escape here, why Tyler Flack, he took right after Johnson, but Johnson went out of bounds. Tyler's been aggressive, but Flack has just a little bit better positioning.
Flack cuts it to a 4-2 advantage.
Leg shot, head outside single by Johnson. And Flack, nice job of getting his hips back, driving his hip down. And coach is telling him, get around, come around behind. Don't just get the leg down. Don't be satisfied with blocking the guys. Now they turn Johnson to his back, but he still hasn't got a takedown yet.
Now he steps through.
He steps through. They're rolling around out there.
No points awarded. 3 seconds left in the period, and Flack gets the takedown.
He's got him.
And Tyler Flack ties it up at the end of the first period. A wild sequence there at 2:20.
Yeah, I'm not sure any of them knew what they were doing, but Tyler Flack was really getting after it. And that aggressiveness got him the points.
4-4 the
Johnson
score.
defers. Flack's choice. No, coaches. Defer's already been done. Flack's going down. That's where he needs to go.
4-4 the scores. We start the second period. Tyler needs at least a major here to pull even in the duel, and he did have Johnson on his back momentarily.
Yeah, it looked to me like he could get a fall if he could get a scramble situation going. He's on the bottom now. He's got out before. Now he comes up in a tripod, but Flack breaks him down. Flack.
He's got Johnson on his back on a headlock.
He hit a headlock.
But no back points awarded yet.
I don't know if he's got the reversal yet. Now he does.
He's got the reversal.
He's got the back.
He's got Johnson on his back, nearing the edge of the mat.
The official won't give the reversal until the guy's fighting off his back, and he's fighting now, and he's flat.
And Johnson is flat on the edge of the mat. Tyler's got him flat.
We might go out of bounds. We can't see the edge of the mat.
And there's the ball. And Decorah gets the victory over West Delaware.
39-37.
Tyler Flack coming up with the fall in 2:41. And in exciting fashion, Decorah knocks off West Delaware 39-37.
It's always good to get West Delaware. From an Independence guy, it's even better. This is twice as nice for me. And but I'll tell you that the guts that Tyler Flack showed there and going out and getting it. I mean, he just went out and got it because he wanted it.
Yep.
And I'm not sure he's that much better wrestler than the other kid, but he just wanted it. And and another thing about him is that obviously he can smell blood in the water.
Yep.
Because when he got that kid, they were wrestling even until he got that kid toward his back. And when he put that kid on his back, he planted him.
Tyler Flack with the fall at 220 pounds, the final match of this duel, and been a long time since Decora's gotten West Delaware in a duel. It's and yes, let's not kid ourselves. I mean, this is not an elite West Delaware team, but you know what? Going down here, Decora got the job done.
And we had what? We had 3 open weights.
It ended up being 2.
Ended up being 2. That's 12 points. That's a 12-point hole.
Yep.
You know, this isn't bowling. You shouldn't have to give them a handicap.
And you look at the 12 matches that were actually wrestled tonight. Decora ended up winning 6 of them, and they won 5 of them by fall.
That's what did it. That's what did it. Yep.
Bonus points usually get it done, David.
That's aggressiveness. That's aggressiveness. Kids wrestled well. I was pleased to see Isaiah Mitchell come back. I was kind of disappointed him in the first match. I wish I could have seen Philip Eady wrestle again. I was kind of disappointed, even though he won it. Won his match. He was ridden for 2 minutes, and a kid of the caliber of Philip Eady, that cannot happen. That cannot happen.
And the Vikings end up winning the duel here against West Delaware tonight, 39-37. The Hawks will wrestle the Vinton Shellsburg Vikings here in a few moments. But you look at where this team has been in the last 3 weeks and where it is now, you can get a little bit of a sense that things are moving in the right direction.
You bet. They're coming. I don't think we slipped at all against Vinton. And obviously, anytime you beat West Delaware, you've done good.
No doubt about it. Your overall thoughts on the night, David?
Well, it's been a good night. Even I'm very critical of the Philip Eady match and getting ridden for 2 minutes, but you know one thing about it, the coaches and the wrestler know what to work on.
Yep. And
sometimes that's really important. Things you can do to get out from underneath, and he just got to do them. And now we know he needs work on them. And but no, all up and down the lineup, again, very, very happy with the aggressiveness and the way we went out after things.
And Dave, I know this is our last broadcast of 2015. We're looking forward to the 2016 end of the schedule. I want to thank you for a job well done tonight, and wish you and Jill and your entire family Merry Christmas, and look forward to working with you in about 3 weeks now.
You betcha. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you and all of your family, and to everybody out there that happen to be listening to us.
All right, that'll do it for our coverage this year, as for the calendar year at least, as Decora defeats Vinton Shellsburg 51-25 and defeats West Delaware tonight 39-37. Many people to thank for making this broadcast possible. First and foremost, our advertisers, the good sports-minded people who helped us bring our coverage wherever you were tonight. Without their help, this coverage would not be possible. So as always, we encourage you to support the businesses who support local high school sports. And lastly, and most importantly, we thank you. That's right, you, the listener, for tuning in tonight and every night throughout the 2015 calendar year. This is the 83rd sporting event that we have broadcast locally on AM 1240 KDEC, and for a station that primarily only covers one school, that's far and away the most of pretty much anyone around, and we are proud to be able to do it. We appreciate the support of our sponsors to be able to do it, and without you folks there on the other end of things, this wouldn't make any sense at all. And Decora ends up winning a couple of duels tonight, 51-25 over Vinton Shellsburg and 39-37 over West Delaware. Our next sports presentation will be Decora and West Delaware and boys basketball on January the 2nd. The Vikings and Hawks will play on KDECradio.com that night at 7 o'clock.
And then next wrestling coverage will be on the 7th of January as Decorah will take on Walk-On in Charles City over in Charles City that night. So Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to you and yours. Decorah gets a couple of victories here in Manchester tonight, 51-25 over Vinton Shellsburg and 39-37 over West Delaware. Thanks a bunch for tuning in. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. We'll talk to you in 2016.
It's Don Golf.